Hey folks, let's check out the pairings for week 6 here. If we go and we see deck, I'm playing somebody unrated from Imperial Tobacco. Okay, I'd like to win this game. And I'm guessing that this is your boy Sean. Yeah, it's almost certainly your boy Sean. Let's join the game. Oh, we are white. You'll love to see it. This guy's 1575? Alright, he's played. Good luck, good luck. That is said in the chat. Alright, we're playing our gambit here. Yep. Here. Takes and knight takes, and we enter the Smith-Morra gambit, or the Morra if you're European. Oh, it is so hot. Knights come out before bishops. If this knight comes out, we go here. Although we'd like to see d6 first there. I think we still play this, and I'm trying to remember what we do against this. I think it's just normal stuff. We eventually occupy this square. Yeah, let's go here. Yeah, this pinning of this knight is something that I'm just like never familiar with. This happens all the time in my games though. When an early e5 happens, am I just supposed to play knight b5 right away? We could go here and have the bishops staring down. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'll delay castling by one move, and then I'll go there. And if this happens, then I can take here, and then I can scoot up with the knight. So no problem. There's that. Okay, so takes, knight here. King goes back, queen goes there, here. Not quite. This isn't available. We got plenty of time here. Let's take a minute and figure this out. Problem is that this pawn is going to get taken. We could just go queen e2 right away. Could also go here, sacrifice this pawn in exchange for getting to go, in exchange for getting to take, and go here. If we go here and he castles, then probably the same stuff though. If we go here, takes, queen takes, then this comes. So that's kind of rough. So if we go here, bishop takes, knight takes, and we're defending our pawn again. And our setup's a little awkward, but I think that's probably fine. I think I am going to go knight b5, and we'll find out whether or not this is wrong, but this is a common setup. Then we can go here, castles, queen e2, rook d1, and continue to play against this backwards d pawn, which after we've traded the dark square bishops, my knight's going to be able to sit here forever. Which is great. Yeah, castles. Then we could probably go here after switching bishops because we can go here with our queen to threaten this pawn even though the rook is there. Make it so this bishop still can't get out. The knight can still sit pretty here. Yeah, got some options here. Got some options. Man, it's so hot. It is so hot. Okay. So bishop takes, knight here. Defending this pawn. Bishop takes knight here. Which again, defends this pawn. Threaten stuff here, and then I can get castled. Now what is my opponent going to do in that period of time? So bishop takes, knight here. Queen here or queen here, but the knight's defended, so that's okay. Yeah, I think I'm cool with that. Bishop takes, knight takes. We have to be careful about this. Knight here, queen here. Then we can go here to threaten this knight. I don't love that I'm not castled, but I can kind of live with it for the moment. Here, and then this will come with a tempo, and then I can win a little bit of material. Yeah, let's go knight. Here, let's take a second. What threats are there? So this can't really do anything. This check, I guess, can come and we have to go here, but like whatever. Um, this doesn't really bother me. I can just play pawn takes. You go back here. None of the stuff that I'm threatening changes. So what happens if I go knight here? Then this pawn can't move, which is great. If I go knight here and knight here, then I take. This might move doesn't matter. In fact, it allows me to like play stuff like this with tempo on the knight. Yeah, and I think we have to go here second, because if we try and go here first, then my opponent can play there. And then if I play takes, then my opponent plays knight takes. And even have like bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes. Oh no, then lose material as well. I'm still going to stick with this plan. So if I go here and then we see queen like here or queen here, then when I go here, I'm not threatening the knight, so I think I need to threaten the knight first. Yeah. Come to think of it, this does seem correct. Oh, in worst case, we can always castle long, but we probably aren't going to be doing that. This queen b3 move. I think we've figured some good stuff out here. This is a very hard position, though. All right, scurry back with your knight. And I go here, throwing all kinds of nonsense on this pawn. I think he has to go back there. And the question is, how does he protect this pawn? Probably something like queen here, but that, well, you can't go queen there because my knight's going to be there. So probably something like queen here. Yeah, so when I go here, if I see queen here, then I can go knight here, attacking the queen. And we will have made some progress. Yeah, so let's start by going knight here. And I can always pick up a pawn if I want. But that doesn't seem like it's going to be the best. I think queen here is the only move. Because how else can you defend this pawn? Otherwise I play bishop. If you go here, I go somewhere with my bishop and threaten to fork everything. Probably here. Well, no, I can't go there. So I probably come back. Can't go back there either. Yeah, because if I go bishop takes, if I go somewhere like here. Yeah, I guess we won't have time to take the bishop because I'll be winning. Well, it's 2 pieces for the rook, but his king's in shambles, and I'll be able to castle safely. Yeah, I could just play rook ad1, continue to spice things up. But then we see knight here, I guess. Yeah, do we just cash on the pawn on the queen side? Doesn't feel right. Yeah, do we go here with the tempo on the queen? Then the queen just has to go back. Yeah, so this knight is threatened, so I think we do have to go here. Yeah, I think I can go there and then go knight here to attack this. So let's go here. Attack the queen. Find a new home for your queen, please. Like this would probably be a little bit annoying, but don't let the trade happen on our terms. Then we can go here. Yeah, so takes. But then my knight just gets to sit here, right? And I can also play this check. Okay, my opponent is threatening here and here. So I think at this moment I have to castle and give up this pawn. But then my opponent's giving up that pawn, so that's okay. Yeah, because this can't come. I could also go here. Okay, actually I want to calculate something complicated here. So knight takes this pawn. Knight here check. King here. Knight takes rook. And then bishop takes. If rook takes, then knight takes. King takes. And I can go here, so that doesn't seem right. So let's try this again. Knight takes, knight check, king here, knight takes. And what happens if I go knight check here, then knight takes, rook takes, bishop takes. Then I've lost an exchange and won an exchange. I've gotten 2 pawns in the process. Is that right? Takes a pawn, check, here, takes a rook. I've got a pawn for a rook. And then I go check here. Knight check. So now I've got 2 pawns for a rook. Rook takes. Bishop takes. So now I've got 2 pawns and a rook for a rook. And for a rook and a knight. And then I want to play here. The next move, which I don't think my opponent can defend. Yeah, the only question is how does this bishop getting out, but it can just go back, that's fine. And I've got a knight here and a bishop here. And the king's tucked in the corner. I think that's correct. We're gonna give it a shot. I know we could just castle, but I want this to be. Oh, I wanna. The only way to play this opening correctly is to. Is that still gonna be there though? I mean, what's stopping? I mean, I guess this. But then I just take. So I think I can castle, and then it's all the same. And I guess the only problem is here. But then takes. Yeah, and then we're fine. Like it's all then I can keep pushing. Yeah, so I don't think I have to. I'm just gonna castle. That was cool stuff. But I think we didn't need to do all that. We're gonna go back and look at move 14. We'll turn off the engine, we'll walk through, and then we'll turn the engine on and see whether or not that position is winning or losing, and then we'll step backwards and see whether or not there were alternatives that our opponent could have played. Link a new tab. Yeah, your boy Sean, perfect. Just got paranoid and I was like, oh, we're even playing the right guy? But we are. Alright, your boy. How are you going to defend this threat? Here, and I take with the knight. Here, and I take with the pawn. And then here. Yeah, so I think I just take with the pawn, right? Then knight takes. So can't I go here first? Here, takes, knight takes, pawn takes? I think I can. I gotta go here first so that when I take, if he takes with the knight, I can take back. Yeah, so I go here first. And that also means I can take this bishop if I want to play bishop versus knight. Yeah. Now I think I play pawn takes, and if pushes, I probably go here. Pawn takes, pushes, I go here, threatening this pawn. Or actually, I'd probably just go here anyways. What's the difference between this move and this move? Centrality versus ability to like target this pawn, but this knight's going to be there anyways. This is more easily kicked. Knight here, even if this push happens, I have to play f6, which I don't think is going to be good. At some point when we kick this knight, where is it going to go? Here or here? So we have to be careful not to play rook e1, unless we moved our bishop somewhere that defends there, but it'd have to be here. Yeah, so now why can't I just play knight takes pawn? Yeah, knight takes attacks the bishop. So now I'm up a pawn. The tactics, they be real. And if I get the chance, I can just play d6. threatening all kinds of nastiness. Ooh. Yeah. I don't see what that did. The thing is, if I can get rid of this pawn... Yeah, if this pawn moves, then my opponent is just... I don't know, knackered? Is that the right way to put that? Or do they want to go here? It's not really going to bother me. So I can play here so that knight takes and I can push and push. It also allows me to get behind my pawn. It does remove these threats though. I can just push right away. Renewing the threat. Yeah, I think push right away. If bishop here takes, I can play knight check, takes, knight check here. Knight check and secure at least a draw. Here. Can this knight go anywhere problematic? Not really. Let's push the pawn. We can threaten this bishop whenever we want. If this comes, maybe we just take this bishop first. No, we play knight check and win the exchange. That's why it's important to push the pawn. I'm glad of the way we've been using our time. Still plenty of time left, and there's an increment, but we secured ourselves what I think is a winning position. Or we can just win an exchange. How do you defend this pawn? Bishop here, I guess? But that might give us time to rover. This position is complicated. Yeah, bishop h5 seems like the only tenable move here. Stressful position, stressful position. Oh, did my opponent not see it? Knight takes. Rook has to take, because there's only 2 squares there. And then bishop takes. And my opponent gets to take this passed pawn. So I won an exchange in exchange for this pawn. That still seems pretty good. So takes, takes, bishop takes, rook takes. And probably f3. Yeah, let's go here. Man, this knight is so good. Takes. Take this if you want. See how it goes. Sure. So now probably f3 and then rook d1. Oh, and I see nasty things when that happens. That's gross. There's a potential to sacrifice the knight here, have the bishop cover these 2 squares, and then have the rook along the back rank. Knight here, you can move the bishop back and get ready to take. Gross. Yeah, let's start with f3. Here, takes, takes. And we get to move our bishop back, that's for sure. This one's still pretty complicated. Oh, and fantasy football starts today. That's nice. Starts in a couple of minutes here. Let's see, I just got a notification about it. Oh, nice. So takes, and then can't go here, but the bishop can kind of retreat wherever. Probably bishop here, or bishop here. Yeah, maybe bishop here. Yeah, takes, push. Yeah, so let's see. If I push, takes, rook takes, pawn takes. Got a 2v2 and a 2v2, but I'm just up in exchange. I can just go back and have to deal with knights for fucking ever. Which could be fine, though. Prevents this knight from going anywhere useful, which is nice. Yeah. No way to save this pawn, unfortunately. Just gonna have to continue to be up in exchange. But we can live with that. There's nothing cool here like takes. Rook takes, yeah. So takes here. Yeah, nothing cool with sacrificing the exchange back. Then we're just back to being up a pawn. I'd rather be up in exchange than up a pawn. And then we start doing stuff like this. Just putting in a little, it's football time for the people. It's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, and I forgot to change the round score on opponent. Let me do that while it's my opponent's move here. Rounds 11 and 12. These are the last two rounds. My score so far is 6 out of 10, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, that seems fine. I'm surprised that my opponent... Oh, I guess he didn't want to get back rank mated, which is fair. Well, now can I push and then just threaten stuff along here forever? Yeah, now I have the opportunity to at least ruin this pawn structure, which is nice. Here, there, check, step up, check. Can't play this check. Damn. Play this check though. Yeah, let's go here. It's that or play h3, which I guess h3 could have been fine, but I really like messing up this pawn structure, especially with this bishop staring right here. It just seems so good. And then what's stopping me from going like here and here? Yeah, in fact, I can play here. Knight there. And I get to play check. Here, check. Here, check. I can't play this check, damn. Yeah, so going here does threaten this pawn unless knight goes here. And if that happens, then I can play here. Because then rook takes, knight takes, rook takes, and I've won another pawn. I'm not really afraid of any checks at the present moment. Yeah, so let's go here. Threaten this pawn. This is my extra rook right now, and I'm not in love with it, but that's okay. We haven't gone anywhere that we can get forked because both the knights are on dark squares, so nothing to be done there. Yeah, if knight here, then we go here. I guess there's knight here. That seems terrible. So now we can't go there. Can't go here, though. Yeah, let's go here and, like, almost trap this knight. The knight is only going to have that square. Or it could go here, I guess. Well, no, it can't, because then bishop takes, knight takes, and then either rook takes, so. I guess this was superfluous. I guess I could have just done this straight away. But the opportunity to also get some back rank checks in is nice. Rook takes, knight takes. Fair. I see you. So now I go here. Knight goes back. I can go bishop here. Threaten to take with check. Yeah, let's play this. We only have a minute on the clock. I'm glad I saw that. Here. Let's go here. Now you've got to move that knight, or you have to threaten the rook again, but then you get pinned. Oh. Impressed by my opponent's active play. I'm very glad to have the bishop and to be off the exchange. Oh, but we're going to have to grind it out now, and our opponent has plenty of time to figure out what's going on here. We do have to be careful of our back rank a little bit, because stuff like this check can come, but I'm not, well, I guess. So if, imagine this rook weren't here, check, here, this takes away all the squares, which is pretty rough. Check, we'll just tickle the king, see where he goes. Guess he has to go there. No, he doesn't. Okay, let's start with this. Isolate the weakness. You can get here if the time comes, although we're probably going to want to step there. Gotta be careful of this check. But again, that is okay. Here. I can go there, I guess. Let's check. Well, that's rough. So let's step up first. This check doesn't matter. This is now not check. Gotta be fast, a little faster. Yep, that's fine. Now, let's again play check. Let's grab a little bit of extra time. Let's get behind everything. Don't want to go here. If I go here, there's this check and that check. So I think I'll go here. There's this check, but I can just take. There's this check. But then I can just go back. Annoying, but manageable. Check. I'd like to go here, please. I haven't lost my bishop, but I'm not in love with how it's going. Here at least threatens the rook, which is nice. So this can't be taken. Then we can go here. Something like this happens. Then we can go here. Something like this happens. It's going to be hard to make progress. It's got all this stuff on dark squares, except for this guy. In fact, maybe I go here. Here. Yeah, you can play rook takes if you want. See, now I've got these checks. In fact, isn't that? It's not mate. Oh, and then he can step up at least, but he's lost. See, you can take that if you want. Check. Can't go here. Check. Check. Gain a little bit of time here, gain a little bit of time there. I guess I could have taken this pawn. This is hard. Guess he's debating this or this. I think this is probably the right move. It's very hot in here. Go here to undermine. Yeah. All this stuff is glued together. Let's go here. Threaten this. He has to go there. I think I can go here. He's got to go here, and then I can take. Here I step up. This doesn't help him. Well, it helps him a little. Guy's got plenty of time. I don't have very much time. Rough, 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 rough. Oh, the Rams are already down to the Bills. So I think then we just step here, threaten the rook. So you got to remove your rook somewhere. Go here, I guess, but unclear what that's really going to do. So I've cut off this square, cut off these 3 squares. The bishop's about to cut off these 2 squares. You have to go here. Sure, I'll come back. You can check me again, I'll go here. You can check me again, I'll go there. Actually, not there, I'll go here. Here. If you check me there, then when I go here, you can't check me anymore. Both the places this knight would check me. That's rough. Okay. Yep. Yep. That's annoying. Fine, I can go here and there and there. Yeah, so if I go here, he goes there and then takes. I need to go here. You can go there, but then I take your rook, so you have to move your rook somewhere. Now you don't have any checks. There's no checks from this knight, so you're pinned. WSU Thomas. Must be Washington State, I would assume. Here. Oh, now I'm losing my rook. This sucks. Okay. Okay, so just go here. Rough. Rough. It's okay though, we can go here and here. If you want to take here. I'm coming for your pawn. So if you take here, I'm going there. Man, getting rocked on time. Oh, it sucks. It's just a free tempo. Oh, not quite. I can continue running my king into the corner. I think I just go here. Again, check, and I can just step up or back. I think if I took, then this could happen. See if I can find a way to stalemate myself. Okay, so now my king has... I can take here. If I go here... Oh, then that's still takeable. Shame. Good game. Let's go to the analysis board really quick. Rough. So 6 out of 11. Yeah, they had mate for a long time. Okay, move 14. Okay. Computer off. Instead of castles, I was thinking here, 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 here. Takes... No, it wasn't that. It was check, here, takes. And here, back going here. Okay, so black's up in that position. Versus what I played white is up. And if I go here first, does that help at all? No. Okay, so castles was apparently correct. And I'm like, yeah, I'm totally winning here. Yeah, apparently I need to play bishop check again. God, my king's just so weak here. Playing this might have been a mistake, but I didn't want to get back ranked. Did I need to play h3? Awkward. Yeah, so now it's like kind of even. Then here, apparently this is the best move, attacking the rook. Wants me to play here. So this is the best move? That's weird. So why can't I just do something like this? Takes, oh, so it's mate. Fair enough. Okay. Rough. Man, we were winning for so long. Yeah, and here, again, my opponent, yeah. So we're fine. So let's take a look. Here, we play bishop c4, that's correct. Opponent plays there. When your opponent pins here, you're supposed to just play this? How is this helping me? Oh, bishop takes, pawn takes. Then you have to play here. Oh, we're threatening on this pawn. Just need to pile up here. I see. And what's the evaluation here? Plus 1.3? Okay. Okay, so we have to remember this knight g5 move. Knight b5 was also wrong. It just wants me to castle and says like lol. And then here it's perfectly even. On something like this. Routing the knight over here would take forever. We'd have to do one of these. Yeah. Okay. And then it wants a6. It wants him to take me. Oh, Yeah, this is minus 2.5. Why does it think? Castles. Oh, a6, not a3. Gosh, crazy. Bishop takes, knight takes. Queen b3. So it doesn't want me to play here, which, fine. I still get what I want. Here, here. Just play queen here. Interesting. I think queen c5 was best. Here. Castles is correct. d5. Free pawn. Knight check. Inaccuracy. Knight takes e4 is best. Oh, for my opponent. e7 check. Yeah, 97 check here. Pawn takes is correct. It wants to play here. This is a mistake. I'm playing there. So now I'm up a billion. King takes. This is all correct. Rook takes. f3 is surprisingly correct. Just wants me to get my... Wants me to go here. Oh, so I can just threaten mate if he takes here. Here. Yeah, takes here. Oh, and then I take the rook. Right. Oh, tactic I didn't see. Fair enough. Still +8. Yeah, it does want this better. It also wants this. Just trade off his rook. Yeah, but I'm down to under a minute in this position. Hard to complain too much. 47 average cent-to-pawn loss for my opponent, and I just had one more blunder than they did.
All right, folks, so let's take a look at how this game went. We played pretty well, actually, but there are a few key moments that I want to remember for the future, so I'm going to go over those in this analysis video beyond what you just saw. So first of all, e4, c5, and we're a Smith-Morra player, which our opponent kindly walks into here. And they play knight c6, we play knight f3, and they play e5. Now, e5 is already a mistake. You'll see the computer already says this is plus 1.1, despite the fact that we're down a pawn. And this is because just the gaping weaknesses on d5 and f5 are too much to bear, typically. So we respond correctly with c4. And with bishop b4, we shouldn't be afraid of this pin. In fact, we don't even mind if the bishop takes here because, it's fine. So if we see... It depends upon what we play next, so let's come back to it. But the thing that we played here was respecting the fact that this bishop pin happens. We shouldn't do that. We should just play either knight g5. So if we see knight g5... what can happen here? You can see takes here, for example, or you can see knight h6. But the general thought here is that we're teaming up against this pawn. If we're forcing our opponent to develop stupidly in order to defend this pawn, then all the better. The other thing that we could do is we could just castle. And if they take and we take, what are they going to do, right? They're going to try and get their knight out, I guess. And then... we have several different things, but the easiest one is bishop a3. How are they going to castle? They can push, I guess. And then, the same knight g5 action happens. But my thought was we could probably play here. And then I think the rebuttal to that is knight takes e4 here, takes, and takes. And so, this is a kind of draws position, but, I'd much rather be me here, right? I've got dominant control of the central. Their bishop isn't out yet. My knight's in the middle of the board. My pawn structure is very slightly worse, but given that we've gambited a pawn, no big deal here. Now, obviously, the last continuation rook fe1 is stupid because it drops this pawn, but you guys are getting the idea here. This is good for us, plus 1.4. So we should have either castled or played knight g5. Both of these, whenever we see e5, we need to remember that that's going to make protecting this pawn hard. The normal thing that gets played here instead is e6, and that makes it so that when this bishop develops, because it's always going to develop here anyways, we can't play against the f7 pawn. But fine, e5 here, bishop b4, and then bishop d2. So already we've gone kind of wrong, but the game actually still works out in our favor. Knight f6. Knight b5, so similar-ish idea, but I can't attack this square because the bishop's coming back for it, right? And this does allow our opponent to just castle. So we can play takes and takes, and this is fine for us, as long as we play knight d6, which we didn't. We thought about doing that. We played queen b3 first, and our opponent should just strike in the center with d5. Now, why does d5 work? Yes, because here takes, obviously, and even though my opponent's gambling a pawn, this is still better for us. Bishop e6, it gets to attack the queen. We're going to try and find safe scores for our queen over time, but it's going to be difficult for us. Even something like a5. Oof. Well, that obviously drops a queen, but you're getting the idea. But our opponent doesn't respond the best way here, and they play knight c6. So that does allow us to play knight d6, though it's not quite as good in this position. Queen e7, knight f5, kicking the queen, queen b4 check, and a fine trade. This is great for us. And then we do get castled. So we've survived the part of the game which is not so great for us, and we've gotten ourselves castled. We have a mild advantage again, which, given that we're completely down a pawn, is great for us. But that makes sense, right? This bishop's locked away, and it's going to have a hard time getting in the game. And we have really good development here. These knights are kind of awkward. That's not what was played. So our opponent plays d5. We can take... So the only thing that preserves us here is the fact that, like, no matter how we take, like, takes, and we're losing a piece. So the only thing that doesn't happen with is what we played in the game, which is knight e7, which is a great find. So king h8, only move. And then e takes is the best move. So we're actually doing great here. So bishop g4. And this is our opponent just playing completely desperately. Knight takes e5, and we're doing excellently. Bishop h5. No, that's what they should have played. Sorry. A6. D6. Okay, we keep pushing. Rook a d8. Knight takes f7. Wow, look at us. Takes. Yeah, and so we're actually in a fine position here. We have 2 rooks and 2 pieces versus a rook and 3 pieces. So we're up in exchange here. Excellent job. But that does give up our passed pawn. But still, we're +5 here. F3 is fine. Our opponent plays rook d7, attacking our 2 pieces. S takes g4, rook takes, and bishop b3. Not the greatest thing in the world. In fact, what the computer wants to play here is kind of wild. It wants to play rook a d1. If takes here, and then if the knight moves, so first of all, if here, then we just take, and they're losing a rook. So their only choice is either here or here, and the one that makes is either here or here. This obviously just loses the piece, and then they're getting mated, no problem. And this one loses their rook, so now we're up 2 exchanges, and we'll happily exchange that for the pawn. Bam. This knight's not allowed to go anywhere. This rook is going to wreak havoc against this knight. Easy. But we did not see that. We actually didn't have very much time, so we just play bishop b3, h6, and this is where it starts to get difficult for us. I was thinking, I want to open up this king, and what instead I should have thought is, let's get our pieces out into the middle of the board. This rook here is not doing a great job, and we should probably push something like a3, and then move along. In fact, the best move here is just this. If we see some trades, and this is defended by the bishop, so the knight can't take. So apparently their best move is knight c6, but again, we're going to be able to infiltrate here. Now, obviously not there, but we are going to be able to make some moves here. But we play g5, which is premature, and that gives our opponent some life, because now it's going to be even harder to get at their king, surprisingly. These pawns are surprisingly strong. Rook f5 is okay, but we're already in a position which is difficult because these knights are so active and difficult to attack. G4, rook d1, king h7, a3, king g6. Aha. And this is another moment when I wish I had thought for just a moment longer. The thing that the computer suggests is just like rook c5, which is fine, prevents the thing. Also, rook f1, just coming all the way back. Apparently, we did play rook c5. So apparently that's best. But the thing that I think would have been easiest for us to play is takes, takes, and takes. And that loses some of our advantage, and our queenside pawn structure is a little bit rough. But now we're just up a clean piece, and all we have to do is improve our king activity, and this piece probably should end up dominating the game, especially if we can force a trade of rooks. But we played rook c5, which is apparently correct. Knight c6, and the game gets really difficult here, and we have like a minute on our clock. So bishop c2 check. We're basically just trying to play to gain a little bit of time. This is to prevent our opponent from taking the back rank. Knight e5, king f2, knight f3. And now this knight is going to be difficult to assail. If we can get our bishop here to trade, then great, but we can't do that, so we probably have to move this rook somewhere. Bishop b3 check. Wrong idea. I mean, we do want to end up here, but the knight's going to be able to take. Rook c8. I'm trying to like infiltrate from behind, but my king's actually the one out in the open in this position, so this is not great for us. And so from this point, like, we're still doing okay, but there's a lot of only moves in this position. Rook d8 gives up most of our advantage, and from here, life gets difficult. Now, what happens is every time I get checked from here on, I'm supposed to play king f2. And basically, the move that I end up playing allows forks here, so we can't come to this square. And coming to this square, I'm trying to remember why that's a problem, but it's not great for us. So king g2, rook g1 can... so now I'm on f2. What difference does it make? Knight e4 check. King e3. It forks our rook. So maybe the thing that I was saying applies later. Anyways, at this point, there's not a whole lot more to say. Like, these are complicated, interesting positions, but there's no way that I'm ever feasibly going to be able to play these positions correctly with such little time on the clock. Now, I'm trying to remember, is it here? Yeah, here it wants me to go somewhere that's not going to result in a check happening. So when I play king e2, then I'm losing my rook. Either direction loses my rook, actually, which is kind of rough. This direction, at least I get a knight out of it. But really where I should be stepping my king is even just somewhere like here, I think is better. Sorry, that's where I just played. Even just king f2 is better. But again, this is going to become difficult for us, and there's not a whole lot more to say about these last few set of moves. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just go over to the review tab so you guys can see what that looks like. So the game score for us is actually 76.9, and you can see that I was leading for most of the game. It was +5, +6. It was just difficult for us to be able to convert. And then here's where we end up in that position against the two knights with the rooks, and then from there, my opponent had a pretty dominating position. So tough to play against somebody with such high accuracy, but we just didn't use our time effectively at the beginning of the game. And the thing that we'll try and remember is what to respond against e5 with. All right, I hope everybody has a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.